Here's the question I got asked this morning. This lady says, Teddy, I have a full-time job and my LinkedIn profile is predominantly all about my full-time job. However, I have a part-time business that I'm starting and I want to put that on my LinkedIn profile. How do I do that? Let's talk about this. By the way, before I share this idea with you, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you have a question about it, comment, ask me any question. I'll be happy to answer for you. And furthermore, if you like the content in this channel, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, because I'm going to keep giving you content to help you. All right, how do I add a part-time business to my LinkedIn profile? It's really not hard to do, but you do need to strategize about it. Let's talk about the strategy. First and foremost, you got to think about what is the impact, if there is in fact any impact. But what's the impact of publicly stating that you have a part-time business while you also have a full-time job working for somebody else? You need to think through that so you don't create a situation where you publicly have made a statement that your boss, your customers, your business partners, your peers may look at it strangely. Now that doesn't always happen, but you absolutely need to think that through. And I made that very deliberate decision. This is my primary business, been doing it for 16 years. But I made a very deliberate decision to put on top, above this, in my work experience, this new part-time business I had, because I'm transitioning to that and slowly downsizing this business. Now, if I didn't want to be that blunt, what I should have done is possibly made a decision to put this down below this. Now, when I close that out, you'll see when I go look at my experience now, that look what I just did. I have Burriss Consulting and all about LinkedIn up top, and down below that, I have my new part-time business that I'm developing. So that might be the answer for you. The answer might be for you to leave your primary business up top and add your new part-time business or endeavors below that. Then what you want to do is you're going to want to consider, well, what am I going to do with my headline? What am I going to do here? Do I keep this all about my primary business, or do I add something in here about my new endeavor? And again, maybe you lead with, in my case, the LinkedIn work, and then you add guiding seniors below that. But you lead with the first few words being LinkedIn training. And furthermore, you might also want to think about, okay, what am I going to do with my about section? This is 2,600 characters. What am I going to do with that? Again, you may leave this all about your current business, but down below, you might tell a story and share a little bit of insight about your new endeavor. So you can put this new startup, this new project, this new part-time work or part-time business on your LinkedIn profile. Again, in your experience section, you can put it in your headline, you can put it in your about section. I'm going to get to one more important piece in a minute. But before you do that, really think through, where's my priorities and to what extent do I want to upset or deviate from these current priorities? That's probably the most important thing for you to think through and maybe even talk through with somebody before you make that decision. Now, once you've made a decision of where to put your new endeavor in your experience section, once you work through where to put it in your headline and where to put it in your about section, the next thing to think about is, okay, do I add skills? Do I add projects? Do I add recommendations? Do I add publications regarding this new endeavor, courses I'm taking, maybe organizations I'm a part of? And the answer could very well be yes, but you want to make sure you think through, how is this public statement of this new endeavor going to upset or impact my current role? Now, by the way, if the current company you work for doesn't care about LinkedIn, you're not using LinkedIn for that work, this is probably less of an issue. than for those who are using LinkedIn for their current role, their current work. So think through this first and then make a deliberate decision. Where do I put it in my experience section? Do I refer to it in my headline, and do I refer to it in my about section? And then do I put other content on my LinkedIn profile? One more thing to think through. If you're going to start a new endeavor, you also want to think through how much activity, how much posting, commenting, engagement, videos, etc., are you going to create for this new endeavor? Now, you don't need to create any, but it makes sense to create some. If you want more people to know about this new endeavor you have, the only way you're going to get the right people to know about this new endeavor is if you start discussing it, talking about it, sharing ideas about it. And that all falls under activity. So you're going to want to make a deliberate decision. How much do I want to talk about this new endeavor versus how much do I want to keep talking about my current work, my primary job? Just make a decision, think through the impact before you start doing this work. Hey, I'm Teddy. I'm a LinkedIn strategist, trainer, and coach, and I hope these ideas are helpful to you. And again, hit me up with a message, comment, ask me any question, and I will help you in any way I can.